Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this episode we are here for two races again. One is in Austria at Red Bull Ring and the next one is at Aragon in Spain. Two tracks that I'm iffy about. I liked Red Bull Ring until they introduced that chicane for turns 2 and 3 that happened after that big crash with, I think it was Morbidelli and I can't remember who was the other one. Was it one of the Ducatis? I'm not sure. Was it even Morbidelli? Yeah, I think it was, where flying bikes almost collected Valentino Rossi in the hairpin. So yeah, they added a chicane, and since then I really started to dislike that track. And Aragon, I don't know, I feel like in the older games I liked it. In this new games with more realistic physics, it seems to be a bit harder to master, but we'll see. So yeah, I'll go to practice a bit in Austria and I'll meet you in qualifying. So, free practice combined times went really well. I actually was fourth fastest, and I really don't know how David Alonso did better the time that me and Bertele posted, since around halfway into the practice 2 it started chugging with rain and everyone was doing laps that were 5 or 6 seconds slower than when it was dry. I was actually fastest when it started to rain with 4 thousandths of a second better time than Bertele, and then apparently Alonso made a lap that was half a second faster than ours, even though 2 minutes before the end, when I ended the session, it was 100% wet. So that's a bug, but hey, I had a bug go my way earlier in the season, so this time it went against me, but that's not here or there.
Welcome
what
back, all you
means
MotoGP fans.
and
We're
what's
live
actually
for the second Moto3 qualifying
important
session.
is qualifying.
Just a few more minutes,
and
we'll
I'm in the
find out
Q2. These are all the riders that are in the Q2, and I'll meet you with my best lap of the session.
tomorrow.
So yeah, considering the weather, qualifying went as expected. I'm in P16. I just couldn't do a better lap. I mean, I could, but every time I tried to push a bit harder, I ended up falling down, low siding, and yeah, it is what it is. Luckily, the race is forecasted to be in sunny conditions, but starting this way, this low down the grid, I think realistically 9th or better, I'd be happy. Okay, let's go to the race.
And
Okay, I
temperatures
was
have
wrong.
dropped.
Weather is overcast instead of sunny, but still it's much better than having it rain all my pace away. So yeah, that's it. This is my strategy regarding tires, and here we go for a race.
The countdown is on here at the Red Bull Ring. Just a few more moments and we'll see the start of the Austrian...
Good, right, brake lights are on, they're off, and away we go. Okay, ish start. I think that was too conservative into turn 1. I gained a few positions, then I lost again. But still, P13, 3 positions gained. Maybe even 4. Let's go exit from the hairpin. Let's speed well now. Just 2 places behind my rival, Portola. And his teammate is between us. For long, I hope. That's nice. P11. P10 now. Ahead of Portola. Maybe even P9. For a short period, yes. Someone crashed. That's nice. Speed up to penultimate corner. Crash into the penultimate corner. Oh, that is lovely. Much better than in wet. I like this. P7 so far. Like through chicane. We'll get into P6. Brakes maybe? Yes. And immediately P5. Last it again, P6. On 0 on same points as Ortola. Let's into this corner. E5, let's go. Next is Yamanaka. I feel amazing in the drive. But you didn't expect me to say the bike feels amazing. If you follow this career mode for any length. Power mode 3. Smidge. nowhere near my fastest time in dry. I have to adjust again to dry weather. Braking zones are what's bothering me so far, especially for turn 1. I think I could improve there a lot. But still, pace feels good. We're in a great position now. We just have to keep this up. Like this, Furusato and Yamanaka teammates having some altercation on some track in front of me. Maybe I can use that for my advantage. I got the back wheel of Yamanaka. Maybe we can ride pillion with him. Let's exit from this corner, and that's P4. Could podium be possible, maybe? Furusato is next ahead of me. Better to turn 1, yes. Too late on the brakes. Probably be investigated for this, and I'll probably get a warning. Yamanaka used that to overtake me. Yes, warning for that. Totally deserved. I really missed my braking point and I ruined Furusato's line through that corner. And yeah, he lost position to Yamanaka because of me. Back and gaining, and them fighting is good news for me because they are slowing each other up. We're down. Half the race already done. Time's flying when the race is interesting. Let's go back to exit them Yamanaka. So if just a few episodes ago we had a lucky one, I think this one is the unlucky one, especially video production wise, because in just few seconds after this hairpin the video will freeze. Sound is all good, but the video freezes and I can't do anything. And that's not even the worst part that happened, which we will see in the next part of the episode. So this was another weird practice session with changeable weather. In practice 1 we had rain and I was 14th fastest. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. And in practice 2 it started in dry but overcast conditions and it turned into rain. And when rain started and I pitted, I was 5th fastest, and game was telling me that I should put on wet tires because dry tires are not adequate for track conditions. So I didn't go out again, and AI went out on wet tires, and 5 of them managed to beat my lap time, and everyone ahead of me bettered their lap times on wet tires in wet conditions as compared to dry part of the session. When I stopped, I was like 7/10 off. Now I'm 1.2 seconds off. So yeah, those changeable conditions in practice sure are buggy, but nevertheless, we are now in qualifying 2 directly, and
Good morning and
I'll
welcome
meet
back
you
to the
with
track for the second
my
Moto3
fastest
class
lap
qualifying
time of the
session.
session.
Soon we'll see the 18 qualified riders.
So while this qualifying lap is going on in the background, I just want to advise you on how the race in Austria finished, since it was cut short in the video due to some bugs. Basically, I finished in P4, quite close to actually getting onto the podium, so that was a really good race, and sadly you weren't able to see the latter part of that race. Anyways, here we are now in Aragon, and qualifying is going okay-ish. I'll let you now be with the fastest lap that I did, and I'll see you at the end of qualifying. So, these are the results of qualifying, which are position-wise great, much better than it was at Austria, but time-wise it's awful, because I'm more than a second and a half off from the pole man, although Furusato actually is more than a second ahead of second place, so apparently he was on steroids this time around. So yeah, could be worse, could be better. Let's see what happens in the race. So
Riders
here we are
and
for the
engineers
race.
are discussing
Here is
those
the
final
starting
details.
grid. I am in P7, and
Today is a
this
perfect day for racing. The sun
day
is
after I
shining
did the
and
qualifying.
temperatures are mild.
I
Most
just
of the
wasn't able
riders
to complete the race on the same day, so yeah, decided that it's better to leave it for a new day, and I almost wasn't able to do it today, but here we are. Hopefully I won't be sorry for how the race went. And yeah, everything is ready. I'm going to
The green flag waves from the back of the grid at Aragon. Everything ready for the off. Into first gear.
Red lights are on. They're off, and here we go. So reaction, but with acceleration compared to others. Almost going down. actually stayed on the bike into P3. And my teammate on Kuwasata are only ahead of me. Disappointed that I couldn't complete the race on the same day as qualifying because I just found a rhythm around this track, sort of, and now I had to do it all again. Also, if I remember correctly, I had a big deficit in qualifying, so keeping up with my opponents and keeping good position until the end will not be easy. I'm sorry I made sound sick, but that's the reason why I didn't race yesterday and why I almost haven't done it today. I'm a bit under the weather. Sato makes mistake in the final two corners and my teammate takes off his tail. Great effect. So much. I can't even believe it. On my objective, also Kura has repaired, so that's a bit of the pressure off from me. teammate crashed. His bike almost went into my path. That was a bad sector for me. Down to B7 now, to 5 seconds off the lead. And Kurosato crashed. He came right into my path. It was scary that in the final corner. I haven't seen him during these first 10 or so races in the season. And now back into P7 with him and Ueda going past me, and now Kurosato. And by 9 that they in office for World Racing. Oh, and my teammate was crashed 2 laps ago is back on my tail. There is a crash and I'm gone straight into his bike. That was Alonso, if I'm not mistaken. Why am I under investigation? Okay, fine. Not sure how many that is now. 2 letters. Not much to worry there. Wait on the entry. Okay. 4 seconds to be riding behind. Limits, I think. Okay, so at the end of the lap, just 2 more to go. Hopefully nothing bad happens until the end, and I'm able to maintain this position. Someone in front of me can have an exit and gain some. Oh, my sun turned much more than I expected, so I almost cut the corner quite a lot. Looking at my times, there was no way I was gonna compete with that company. And this is the final lap of the race. Someone crashed there, so I got a bit distracted, but now I'm still in UK. Now my girlfriend is vibrating like crazy. Okay, so final time on the back straight, and yeah, this race wasn't the best for me, but in comparison to what I expected, how it would go, this went actually pretty decent, some points, beating my rival, and yeah. I actually ended the race without crashing and without major
Let's take a
troubles.
look at the final results
So
of this Moto3 race. The riders are returning to the pits and will soon join them in Parc Fermé for the usual post-race interviews.
So it's P8, I'm almost 20 seconds behind. In championship I stay in position 8, 114 points behind Luneta, so I don't even hope about winning the championship anymore, but still we can try to get as far forward as possible. I think beating Adrian Fernandez in 4th is realistic. Anything above that is just out of reach, and our team is still 2nd in the championship, so let's see if we got some rewards. Nice. Okay, so 2000 and something, not bad, not bad. And so basically that's how this episode ends, on a bad note. Later I found out that that is a known bug in Bikers 7202's mod, mega patch mod, that the game crashes if you use real calendar after you finish Aragon. And I contacted him through his Discord channel, and he said he'll try to fix it, so maybe there is a chance that I will be able to finish this, at least this season, before MotoGP 25 comes out. But if not, no, not a big problem really. I'll try to fill the time slots that I have decided for me that I post MotoGP videos with something else, maybe with Ride 5, or maybe not even motorcycle videos, just some other gaming. So we'll see. He said he'll try to fix it, so let's keep our fingers crossed, and maybe he's able to fix that and I'm able to continue this career. Anyways, that's all from me in this video, and if you liked it, please share and subscribe and give a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.